Hello, my name is William James. I'm the host of the Bald Book Geek, and I want to give you guys a genuine update on things that are happening, because I rarely talk with you, if that makes any sense. And I know not many people are going to be interested in this video, but I want to be honest. So first things first, I've got a little bit of heat for this, and I'm going to say this. The reason I started Patreon and memberships was not to make money. It was partly to protect my content. There is a reason I will never give my book away for free outside of review copies. But also, I can talk more freely. I can sit down and I can talk and I can have a conversation and speak how I naturally speak. I'm not having to couch my language. I'm not having to edit myself or think, will that trigger something in the YT's thing. I don't have to do that. And I can do uncensored videos, and as a reward, early access on Patreon. And how it works, and I'm not selling this, you don't have to if you don't want to. How it works is, if you're on Patreon, you'll get early access to videos. Mostly. There are some videos that are the same across the board that just get posted on both, and I leave those intentionally public. Or to all members. That kind of thing. Or, and you get access to my book. And if you're a member on YouTube, instead, you get the videos, exclusive content that's both on Patreon and the thing. There are videos, reviews, conversation points, book reviews, stuff like that wouldn't fly with my normal audience, but if you guys want it, you want it. Rather than thinking, is this going to work? And access to the book as well. And that's the difference. I try and keep it as succinct and as the same as possible. I've also resurrecting my retro reviews, which I'm really pleased with. It's going to be handled slightly differently. It's going to be a members only Patreon thing. For the simple reason, YouTube didn't like them. I don't know why, but they were not in the algorithm, and it was a frustrating point. And, I've kind of accepted that this channel will probably never be an algorithmic darling. I also have a second channel, which is BBG, which I had to rebuild after I was hacked. And that's all, that's more personal stuff, talking about people, talking about myself, evaluating things. It's a very different vibe to here. It's more just conversational commentary rather than media reviews. But, and this is something I'm going to put out there, I don't expect you guys to join. If you don't want to, it's absolutely fine. You have your interests. And if they don't align, that's fine too. I didn't do it to make money. And people are giving me heat for that. And they're also giving me heat that I'm not giving away the book for free. Just reading it out on YouTube. Do you think anyone in the general consensus would be particularly interested outside of the people in those circles? That's a whole thing we need to talk about. That's a realistic statement when it comes to this place on the internet. So, yeah. What else? I am currently working on a big Lord of the Rings of Power video, which will be about the making of and the alleged behind the scenes stuff that went down, because it's interesting. The comments about me being a grifter kind of get old, because, let's be real here, grifting for the amount of subscribers I is a pointless task. The money I make on this channel I can't tell you exactly how much I make, because confidentiality and privacy things in the contract, but it wouldn't pay my gas bill, what I make through social media and YouTube content. I don't do it for that. For simple reason, I think if it became my day job, I would start to hate it, and I still have my iffy days. So that's the thing, and I don't want to hate something I genuinely enjoy. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people make. The censorship of my Chandler Morrison video, a fantastic writer, and I am so annoyed over that. So I did the original cut, which is 20 minutes, and that's on Patreon, and that's free, by the way. You can watch that if you want. Well, listen on there. And I did the edited 10-minute version, and it just didn't do well on here, and I wasn't happy with it, so I removed it. I took it down. I removed it. I couldn't deal with it. I didn't like the video. I didn't like the fact that it was so shallow, and it was missing my own commentary that I didn't, which is really needed for videos like that. And to this point, there is a lot on YouTube that gets very, very, very... People get away with a lot of stuff on this app, but I have noticed, and if you're a smaller channel, you do tend to get picked on a little. That's a thing that annoys me. And writing updates. And We End Here is coming together nicely. I've had to space this out a little bit more, and I don't want to, and it's not because I'm out of ideas or anything, it's because editing is a problem, and I've not been particularly in a well place, and you can definitely tell when I'm moody in a video. My tone changes, how I speak changes, and that's an honest thing here, and I hold my hands up to it. You can definitely tell, so it makes it a little bit easier to sometimes just sit back, take a deep breath, and just go from whatever you want. I'm also going to ask you guys, if you have any retro TV shows you're interested in, please consider suggesting some, because I think it would be fantastic. What are you guys into? Like, there's a lot that I watch a lot of television, probably too much, and I think it would be cool to see what you guys are listening to. I think that would be fantastic, or watching, or enjoying, because I want to know. Like, throw some suggestions my way. That's always very, very welcome. Suggestions are extremely welcome, and I do like them. So, there we go. What else can I talk about? I've got plans. At the moment, because I've not been very well, my videos have not quite lived up to what I've been normally doing. And I'm very hard on myself, which is a bad habit. It's a bad habit. There is no way around it. And it's frustrating, because I've basically been in chronic pain since December 18th. And for anyone who knows, I thought I was having a heart attack, and I thought something bad was happening, and here we are. I'm not. It's a trapped nerve, and I'm actually amazed that a trapped nerve can cause this amount of pain. And I mean that. Like, it's been 24/7. And it's the painkillers. Me and painkillers are like the worst combination you will ever see in your life. They make me irritable. They make me grumpy. They make me not a very nice person. And I have to remember to shut up. That is a thing. I have to remember to shut up. I have to remember to take a breath and go, well, you know what? We're all good. And everything is fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't want to unalive people in the most grueling and horrible ways. The loss of a friend, as well, has kind of been playing on my mind recently. And someone from a long time ago, but someone I remained in touch with. And for a very long time, we were very good friends. And I miss him, so... I miss you, Jason. Let's be honest. I'm not going to talk about that too much, because emotions suck. But the thing where I am creatively is that I am pulling together so many ideas and revisiting stuff which I really like. I really like that. Revisiting stuff, finding old projects that I never completed. You know, the whole shebang, really. that's not a word. Is it a word? I hate that word. And just trying to create, I suppose. But yeah, it's a weird place to be, because it's also a nice place to be. I always said this, I thought 2020 would be like a creative renaissance, and the Slave Prince came out of all the stuff that happened in 2020. But the irony to it all is that, for me personally, it was more a destructive thing than it should have been. And it destroyed a lot of my creativity, and it shut me down, which is a horrible sensation, by the way. There is no if, buts, and maybes on that. It's absolutely horrible. Anyway, but you know, you smile and you keep going and you hope for the best. But on the other side of it all is that, you know, it's a lot of good is coming out of things right now, and writing the What We End Here is the most therapeutic thing I've ever done in my life. It's therapeutic. It's like lifting a weight off of my shoulders, because finally I can tell a few truths, maybe. It's a very oddly therapeutic experience. I didn't expect this to be therapy. That's what I find really weird about it. I didn't expect this to be therapy. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it seems to flow together and everything's happening, and finding old pictures of myself and embarrassing clothes and my embarrassing teenage years and my love affair of a pair of black pinstriped bootcut jeans that I absolutely loved, and oh god, why did I wear those? They were an outfit. They were a look. And that's not a compliment. They were a look. But yeah, just, I'm creating and I'm doing stuff and trying to create something that I'm very proud of. I don't know how many people buy my book. I'm not expecting it to sell like thousands of copies or anything. I'm half expecting my work to just kind of get a few sales and go home. You know, I don't think it will be uber successful. But it's a nice feeling knowing that things are coming together and working, and it's a weird feeling, actually. That's the best way to describe it. It's a weird feeling. It's a good feeling. And just to give you guys an update, like I said, all the book reviews and things are going to be members only, because only a small percentage of people are interested in those. And I hope you guys like what I'm creating, because that's the whole thing. Also, if you're interested in written book reviews, and I forgot to mention this, go onto my Linktree and look for my blog, Cowboy and His Books. There is a reason for the name. It's a reference to someone I used to know. Actually, no, it's not even someone I used to know. Someone I still know. And he always used to joke, "You're a cowboy in your books." I'll also be talking about music on my Patreon as well. So, and on my second channel, I want to do some music things as well. Like, Orville Peck is someone I absolutely love. You know, I like country music. What can I say? I know, really unpopular choice right now. But it's a really nice feeling, and I'm so genuinely grateful. I'm also on other platforms. You can watch me on Odyssey and Rumble. And again, the reason I went over to those platforms was to protect my content. I also want to say a very special thank you to the people that downloaded some of the videos from my now defunct original second channel before it was hacked, because you guys are amazing. I didn't know you guys downloaded it, and there it is. So if you guys are interested in if you guys have any of those old videos or old content, please feel free to get in touch, because I would love to get my hands on it. Like, it's a whole thing right now. And ultimately, it's a nice feeling. It's a weird feeling though. And doing it this way is not something I planned on. It's not something that was meant to happen. I thought I can just make YouTube stuff and it'll be fine. I'm also on TikTok, but I thought that would be how it worked, and it doesn't. And I see I see why a lot of people do multi-platform releases and across different socials and kind of move content that might be more appropriate somewhere else, somewhere here and there. So I see why people have done that, and it's been wonderful. And it's been a ride, and genuinely thank you. What else am I doing? I'm working on some stuff that will be like I said. I'm bringing back the retro reviews. I recorded all of the seasons of Buffy reviews and the comic books and the movie. I recorded them, and I never uploaded them because YouTube wasn't interested in them, and it wasn't the audience, it was YouTube. They didn't get picked up for some reason. And I always find things like that rank quite low in search ratings. So I have them. I'm doing some edits. I'm editing season reviews together. So season 1 I've taken from this channel and put onto Patreon as a freebie. So you can listen to that as a preview to give you an idea of what's going on. And then after that, I've got season 2 and 3 will be one video, 3 and 4 will be another video, 5, and so on. So they will be videos on, because they're quite short, they're only like 10 minutes, and I think people want slightly longer content in this format. But yeah, I'm reading a lot. I'm currently on Charles Bowinski kick, and why is it taking me so long to find this guy's books? Why? Can someone explain that? So yeah, I'm in this weird place where between the sort of not feeling well and the feeling terrible and all of this stuff, I'm functional. And yeah, it's been kind of strange, and I'm very hungover today. I rarely do videos like this because I know they're not what people are particularly interested in here, but I do them because the people that are will hear what I've got to do. And I'm actually blown away by you guys sometimes. Like, despite the occasional weirdo in my comments, I get some of the best stuff, and things like that mean a lot. And it does. It genuinely means a lot. And onwards and upwards, I suppose. I think I've rambled for long enough at this point, so I'm going to leave this one here, and I'm going to talk about a few other things coming up. And I hope you guys like it. Because I've been sick, I have a lot of time on my hands, so I have a lot of stuff to say. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And I don't really know what to say now, other than have a fantastic day, and or night, or morning, or after whatever you're doing, whatever time zone you're in. Most of my watchers are American, so hi. And I hope you guys enjoy. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.